Stars shining bright above you. Night breezes seem to whisper, I love you. Birds singing in the sycamore tree. Dream a little dream of me. Welcome, kindreds. It's Jessica the Story Witch, and this is the Plan With Me video for June. It's 2018. I decided to go with a collage. I know I talked about this in if you saw my Plan With Me May video. I never really like my title pages. They're always a little bit like extra. I don't really see... sometimes feels a little bit kind of pointless, and I like mine to be kind of practical, even though my bullet journal is also my kind of book of shadows, I guess, grimoire, whatever you want to call it. I like it all to be kind of functional stuff that's in there, with also decoration as well. So I decided to go for a proper, just total collage front page, which gives me what I like. I like to kind of be able to feel it within the book. So it gives me that kind of thickness of pages, so I know where each month is starting, but I don't have to do with the whole kind of doodle and drawing, which I like to do sometimes. But yeah, it was just feeling like a bit of a bind to do it the last couple of times. Nice to try something different as well, I thought. So let me know what you like to do for your title pages. Do you do kind of pictures, or do you maybe try collage and stuff as well? So I just basically pulled stuff out of some of my like witchy diaries and things and just popped everything together. And it had a kind of summary feel to it. The information that I included was a little story and stuff was something I wanted to save out of the diaries as well. So yeah, I just thought it was a kind of nice collection of stuff, something nice to look back on as well and remind me of this time. Put some sun on there because hopefully we'll have some sunshine. I'm in Wales, so we're in the Northern Hemisphere, so it is summer for us now. And June is also my birthday month, so I've kind of put in a little bit of more kind of festive-y type things as well. So that's why I put the bunting on, and like obviously the bees and butterflies and things like that, because it's summertime as well. So yeah, I did like how this turned out, to be honest, but I haven't been loving filming the Plan With Me the last couple of times, just because it takes such a long time to film. And I think also the filming kind of interferes with my vibe when I'm doing it a little bit as well. So I'm thinking I won't do a Plan With Me maybe for the next month or the next couple of months. But I know you guys do like seeing my journal and kind of the ideas of spreads and things. So perhaps I'll do something a bit different, like just showing some spreads from there instead of doing like a kind of Plan With Me like this. Let me know what you think. Anyway, obviously there's no point in me making these videos if people don't want to watch them. So just, let me know, what would you like to see? I know people often ask in a couple of the Facebook bullet journaling groups I'm in, people ask about things like tarot spreads and astrology spreads and correspondences and things like that. So I've got those in there as well, but I don't show them in my monthly setups because they're not part of my monthly setups. So yeah, if you'd like to see that sort of thing, then just let me know. And here I'm setting up my calendar. I've been using the same format for my calendar for ages now. I really like it. It does spread over the whole, over the 2 pages. But I like that because it means the little boxes are actually big enough to write like the main things I'm doing those days on. And yeah, I'm trying to show, because people are always asking me like, what pens did you use and what? So I'm trying to show everything that I've used. Invariably, I'm sure I'll forget about some of the things. But I'm trying to kind of let you guys know so that if you want to use any of these things, you can. And I use the same stuff. I don't go all out on buying supplies and things like that. I do sometimes have a little splurge on washi and stickers. But yeah, I didn't buy anything specially for this month, actually. I used things I already had, which was cool. So I just kind of sped it forward a little bit there, because you don't want to be sitting around watching me draw all these boxes. And I've gone kind of minimal colour-wise, as I really liked how that looked last month. But you'll see in a moment now, I do add a little bit of colour when I do the month, June, at the top, because it is my birthday on June 4th. And yeah, I kind of wanted to incorporate that a little bit. So it's not so much themed this month. I know I usually kind of go for like an actual theme which runs all the way through. I guess it could loosely be themed around kind of summer and my birthday, really. That's kind of what I've gone for this month. Yeah, my calendar pages are actually, they're one of my most used pages, and they're probably one of my favourite pages of how they look as well. I just think they, I think that it hits that kind of perfect sweet spot for me between practicality and appearance. I don't really like things just for the sake of it. I like things to have a use. So yeah. So here I'm trying to make the letters look a little bit like birthday candles. It wasn't totally successful, but yeah, it looks okay. It came out nice. Like I said, this is one of my favourite spreads from this month. And actually this month, that's probably another reason why I'm thinking I might not do the plan with me, is because I don't think this month really turned out that great overall. So yeah, it's still, still usable and everything, definitely. But the image, sometimes I do some kind of pencil it out beforehand, but I don't like try out the spreads beforehand in exactly how they're going to look. So sometimes in my head, what I think they're going to look like is completely different from what they actually end up turning out like. But yeah, this one, these are supposed to be my birthday candle letters, and you'll see in a bit now I add on the flames and things like that. But yeah, do you guys, if you keep a bullet journal, I've seen a couple of nice pages on Pinterest, but not so much like a themed month for the birthdays. But yeah, what if you include any spreads or anything special in your journal for you around your birthday month, then let me know, because that would be cool to know as well. I'm open for ideas of things like that. I haven't actually done, I've been working back through the astrological correspondences the last few months in my journal as well, and I haven't done the Gemini, even though we're already in Gemini now. I haven't done my Gemini correspondences yet, so I will be adding that in. And this is actually the first month in my new, I had to get another Leuchtterm because I filled my last one. So yeah, this is the first month in my new thing. And that's something I could show actually. I could probably show like my setup, my kind of like actual whole journal setup. So like what I put in the start of the journal, not just like the monthly setup, but the overall setup, like the future log and the other things I do. Every month I choose a new deck to work with for daily draws, so I like to include that on my calendar spread. So this month is going to be the Oracle Tarot, which is a deck that I've recently bought secondhand off somebody online who's also on YouTube actually, Amber in Wonderland. She does really great tarot videos, so if you want to go and check out her channel, I'll put a link down below to that as well. And I've decided I fancied this deck for a while, and I just thought it'd be a really good way. I find it a really good way to connect with a deck using it for your daily draw. And then I also pull a card, which is kind of like my card for the month. And sometimes you're like, yay, and another month's like this, where I was like, oh, it's 4 of Cups, unfulfilled expectations. So I was like, oh, okay, that's a little bit of a shame. But it is what it is. And perhaps sometimes, I think it can be like that sometimes in like when you have a birthday month, that it can be a bit hyped up and then actually things don't quite pan out as you expected. So we'll see anyway. There's always, every time there's lessons to be learned, and that's why I find the cards so useful. I also include the correspondences for like, I choose a stone and a herb and things that I'm going to mainly work with that month as well, and also a kind of focus for the month. But I haven't filled those in yet because we aren't actually in June yet, so I need to do a little bit more kind of meditation on what I am going to be including for those for this month. And yeah, I'm using my moon stamps just to mark on where the full new and quarter moons are on there, because I like to have that on my planner as well, because it's a useful kind of anchor points, I guess. Even though I do include the moons as well, you'll see that later on. I do include the moons in my daily setup as well. Yeah, so this is a little bit different because normally I have the moons. I do put the moons on my planner, but I also put them on my like title page. But because I did the collage title page this time, I didn't put them on. So it'll be interesting to see if I missed that. But I think because they're on here on the calendar, I think it should be fine. And I haven't actually filled in any of the dates apart from my birthday on the rest of the month. But I'll sort of flick back to my future log in when June actually starts and like fill in all my things that are going on in that month. And also things from, I'll flick to like my goals and things like that from previous months and see where things are, so I can kind of plan out what is actually going to be happening when over the course of the month as well. So yeah, I find that a really good size, like I said, for the boxes and everything. If you've got a dotted journal, I find that works out quite well. And then every month I do, I suppose you could call it like a goals page. It's kind of like a to-do list, but it's not just like, it's got kind of more larger scale things on there as well. I don't actually fill it in on when I do the plan with me's, because I do find it's a little bit personal. So I do sometimes show pictures of them though, I guess in on Instagram and stuff like that. So yeah, I just kind of jazz up the page a little bit, but then it's basically just a page of writing with my goals and things on for the month. Yeah, and that's one of the things that like this bullet journal system is so accommodating of things like this, because it has got, you can use it for whatever you want to use it for, and everything's all just there. That's what I love so much about it. So you can really kind of put in the mundane stuff right next to your magical stuff, which is really cool. So if you're like a kind of more witchy bullet journaler like me, then it works really, really well. Yeah, so yeah, like I said, I'll fill that in, and I also like look back at May and, you know, at the previous month, and see like what did I not do, and kind of mop up anything that's left, the same as you would do, you know, like in the normal bullet journal system with your to-dos and things like that. If they haven't done, you either got to like migrate them onto the next month or whatever. So I do that kind of thing as well, look back on the previous month when I'm filling that in. And then I didn't love how this came out, to be honest. In my head I had this idea of this being this massive present, and I don't know what I was thinking with choosing those colours, but it just looks hideous. So I might stick something over this and just start again. But this is going to be my gratitude tracker, and I just like fill it up. So every day I'll write something else on there that I'm grateful for, or more than one thing. It doesn't have to just be one thing. And yeah, gradually over the month then it gets filled up. I really loved the one that I had for this month, which was a butterfly. It was just gorgeous. So I've really enjoyed like filling that one up. And I do sometimes post, obviously you're not seeing it full here. It'll probably look better full, hopefully. But yeah, it's, you don't really get the full effect when it's kind of just like an empty rubbish drawing of a present like this. But when they start filling up, they do look a lot better. Like my butterfly one definitely looks really cool, because I've kind of like written around it in, not just like in straight lines and stuff. So it does, yeah, it looks good. And hopefully this one will look slightly better, or perhaps I will stick something over it and start again. And then my habit tracker, I've gone for something completely different this month. Like, they've been working kind of okay, but I've just been feeling a bit like, oh, sorry, you can probably hear my kids charging around in the background. Yeah, normally my husband looks after them on a Saturday and I can do a few bits and bobs and stuff, but he's not here today. So I've been like, can you just be quiet for a little bit for me to film this? But they're doing their best, love them, but, you know, they're kids. They like to run around and enjoy themselves. So yeah, sorry if you can hear them shouting in the background. But yeah, here I've decided to put my, I take the monthly forecast out of the Astro Moon Diary. I like to keep that in my journal because I do refer back to that, and yeah, it's useful. And also then I've put the habit tracker adjacent to that. And I've done something a little bit different with the kind of birthday candles that I started doing in the, on the calendar. So instead of like drawing out the whole habit tracker, I'll draw out the candles for my mood and my energy level trackers, because I'll fill those in every day. But what I'm going to do with the others is just kind of draw the base of the candle. I hope this is going to make sense. It's the sort of thing that like it would be much easier to explain once it's finished, because you'll be able to see what I mean a lot better. But yeah, basically I'm going to draw out the mood and the energy levels all the way to 30, and I'll fill those in each day. With a little key then for like whether my mood and energy was high, medium, or low. And then I'm going to put the other things, I've just penciled them in at the top, the other things I'm going to be tracking. And each day then I'm going to choose like a different colour for each candle, And each day that I do the habit, I'm going to colour in a square. So I'll be able to see at the end of the month really clearly, like, which habits have I done loads and they should be long, tall candles, and which habits I haven't done very much and they'll be short, stubby candles. And then I'll draw the flames in on the tops of them and actually write the name of what that habit was as a kind of record to look back on at the end of the month. So I hope that makes sense. It might make no sense at all, but hopefully it will make sense. And yeah, I'm just adding the key there of the colour code that I'm going to use. So that page is probably going to look a bit leery because it is going to have quite a bit of colour on it, hopefully, as long as I stick to my habits and things that I've said that I'm going to do. And it will look a lot better, I think, again, as well, like at the end of the month. So if you follow me on Instagram, I often post shots from my bullet journal in my stories, sometimes in my feed as well. So yeah, if you want to see kind of finished pictures and things like that, then I usually post them over there. I'm at the Story Witch on Instagram. And then this, I've tried something completely different for my dailies because I've been feeling a bit meh with it overall the last sort of fortnight, really. I think I've been going through a bit of like a reflective phase. I wanted to just be kind of journaling rather than kind of bullet journaling. I just wanted to like journal pages of pages again, like I used to going back a few years ago now. So I've tried something different where I'm like setting up a whole week of dailies on the one page, and then I'm going to have like a journal page on the following page, and if I need to journal more, and then I can just turn over those pages obviously and just carry on journaling in between, but it'll still keep my like to-dos and events and things for the whole week in one place. But in my head this was going to look kind of really cool and be a really good use of space with the 3 candles, if you can tell that's what they are with the washi, but it actually didn't look that great. So I don't know what it's going to look like and be like to use, which is obviously the most important thing, because obviously I haven't started using it yet. But yeah, it doesn't look amazing, and we'll just have to see how it goes. And then because I do this in my dailies, I like to have that information. I've put all the moons of what's going on each day down there, and then the second column in between the pink and the grey will be my daily tarot card pulls, and I also log those in my overall year tarot tracker as well. And then the third column will be in between the grey and the like bluey colour candle, will be my like menu for the day. I just have like breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks. I like to kind of keep a note of that so I know what I'm doing each day. And then the last box then, which is slightly wider from the blue candle to the edge of the page, is going to be where I write the events and to-dos and things like that. So in theory it all fits on, but at the moment it looks just a bit crap. So I don't know, we'll have to see whether it works, and if it doesn't, then after this 1 week I'll probably go back to doing a kind of, I actually normally do daily, so I'll do like a whole day on one page with a little bit of journaling space as well. So yeah, just gonna have to see how that goes really and see how it works. But in theory it should give me more of the journaling space, which is what I'm craving at the moment. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. And then yeah, my hand lettering is still not good. I don't know why I make these videos. Yeah, sorry guys. I know it's like I watch these bullet journal videos on YouTube, and some people's journals are just so beautiful. You almost want to just like take them home just to like love them because they're just so amazing. Mine are like first and foremost practical, but you know, some months they look nice. This month, no, it just looks bad. But you know, it's only the first day, and that's what's so nice about this setup as well, this format rather than this setup, is that if you don't like it, you can just turn over and you can just do something else, and that's cool. So after this first week, which is like the last week of May, first week of June, I may well turn over. And because it actually, the way it works out, my birthday's on a Monday, so I'll be able to, like, if I want to, I can have a whole day for my birthday. And some people do a spread for their birthday, like I said at the beginning. So if you do that and you've got some ideas, I have been having a little look on Pinterest and stuff as well, and some other people on YouTube for ideas for a birthday spread. But yeah, I don't want it to be like a pointless page. It needs to be like actually a use to it as well. And that is the flip through of my whole journal. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you very soon.